Welcome back to P&W Guitar, everybody, and you know what season it is? I kind of want to try to windmill with this thing. Let's see. Nope, that didn't really work. Alright, well, we tried. Okay, well today, I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about some under $100 gifts that you can get for the guitar player in your life. So, without further ado, let's get started. Musicians can be really hard to buy for, also really expensive, so let's dig into some stuff that you can buy that's not going to break the bank. Maybe you can throw some things in their stockings or some stuff that they're not going to buy themselves but they could use, because that's what Christmas is really all about. The first thing that every guitar player needs, strings. These guys here, I've got my D'Addario NYXLs, a set of 9s and 10s. Size of the strings that they're going to want are going to depend. You really can't go wrong with a set of 9s or 10s most of the time. If your guitar player in your life plays some 7 or 8 string, ask the guys at the store some questions. Strings, always a good one to have. Next thing on the list, a tuner. So you can have tuning pedals, you can also find those for under $100, but these little headstock guys right here, this one is a Snark. They tend to be really awesome. They work, they run on a little battery, and they are very inexpensive. They're about $20 Canadian. Those are fantastic and they're gonna work. Keep your guys in tune, keep their music sounding good. That's another good option. Depending on the player, and this one might be a bit specific, but I've got a slide here. As you can see, this one is glass. These run on the same size as your finger size. So whatever your ring size would be, that's about the same size slide that you should get. And even if they're not someone who plays slide a lot, it might be kind of fun for them to mess around with. You never know what they could come up with, so that's also another good option. We've got microfiber cleaning cloths, and we also have lemon oil and spray to clean your guitars off. So these guys are all very inexpensive as well, and it's going to help them keep their guitars looking nice, smelling nice and clean, fingerprint free. It's going to make them really happy, I can promise you that. So that is also a good option. On top of keeping their guitar nice and clean, and if you did buy them those strings, there are 2 things here that you can get them. Notice these little guys here, these little string winders. Woo! Now these guys work perfectly to wind your strings up and keep them on the post nicely. Way better than doing it with your hand, but these can also be a little bit of a pain. So what you can do is move up to the next level and get them one of these power winders. Because you know, people love power tools. This one is also fairly inexpensive. It's the Ernie Ball Power Winder, and I use this to restring my guitars every time I do it. Makes the job way quicker. Fun. And my kid likes to pretend it's a power tool, so it's good for distracting children if you have those running around too. Another one you can get is a Planet Waves, I believe D'Addario makes these. This is a string winder that also has a string cutter attached right on the end there. So that's another good option. Those are awesome. I think I need to oil this one up because it's really hard to open right now. I keep this in my gig bag all the time in case I need to change strings at a show or at practice, so keep that in mind as well. A capo. For the acoustic players and actually really just about anybody. I use these almost entirely just to change my strings. It's good to keep tension on them and check the action. If you're not a guitar player and you're just here shopping for one, that's totally fine. They will probably find one of these very useful. Generally, it's used to change the overall tuning of the guitar. You put it on a fret and it helps bump that up. They can keep playing their open string shapes and play in a completely different key. So, capo. They make them in all different shapes and sizes. This is one of the Kaiser ones. There's also ones that you can twist to keep the kind of tension that you like. A lot of people like those. They tend to be a little bit more pricey. These are totally fine if someone is just starting out and wants a capo. It's a really good option. In my last video, I discussed playing live, and something that you're going to want to do when you play live is wear hearing protection. These are by Vader, and they are these little in-ear rubbery things. I'll take one of them out. Hopefully they're not too gross. If I can get one out here. They are really in there now. There we go. Okay, one of them popped out. What these are these little kind of silicone rubber guys. You can see that. And what they do is they go into your ear. They stop too much sound from getting in, so they're very similar to just a normal earplug. But the best thing about these ones is they're actually quite high fidelity, so it allows you to hear a lot more of the frequencies that are important when you're playing music. I've used other earplugs before that are just foam, and they basically block out everything. Really just sounds like you're underwater. They're not that pleasant to use, so something like this is a really good option. If the player in your life is a little bit more professional, then you've got something along the lines of these, Shure in-ear monitor, as you can see there. So these ones are actually ones that are going to attach to a wireless pack and going to allow you to hear the mix, either your own mix or from the front desk, the audio desk, when you're playing live. Those are really good if you're playing live shows. I definitely recommend getting them, and also you can get those for under $100. So this is one that I would say most guitar players, unless maybe you're Jared James Nichols or somebody that plays fingerstyle, picks. Look at all those They come in all shapes, all sizes, all different kinds of colors, thicknesses. These can be very dependent, very particular dependent on the player that you're talking to, but it doesn't have to be a bad thing. They do make little packs of picks that are different sizes, different shapes, and different thicknesses. So if you're really not sure what size picks the guitar player in your life uses, you could grab one of those. Alternatively, you could just go snooping around in their stuff and find one of the picks that they use. This is my favorite pick I like to use all the time. That is the Tortex Flow pick. So it's kind of like your standard Tortex, same material, it's nice and grippy, but they've got a nice point on them, very similar to a Jazz 3. Highly recommend those. Those are my personal favorite. Hopefully this doesn't offend the player in your life, but if we're really being honest and the musician that you're talking to is serious, it doesn't hurt to have a metronome. These can easily be purchased for under $100. This one is an old school one that you actually have to wind. You select the beats per minute that you'd like here by sliding up this little metal piece, and then you let it go. And that is how you practice your timing. So if the musician in your life is not practicing with a metronome, it would definitely benefit them too, and this is something that I would definitely recommend. They make all different kinds. This one is actually mechanical, which I like. They do make electronic ones that just beep. There's even apps for your phone that you can use for these, so don't feel like you have to buy one, but it's a really nice and very thoughtful gift. Now, something else that every guitar player needs are patch cables. So this here patch cable I bought, it was probably about $20. Rule of thumb for these is don't buy the cheapest cables you can find. Ideally, you want to find something that's a bit better than just the cheap ones they throw in the bins of the music stores. And also, longer the better, usually. I'd say minimum 15-20 feet. I've got a guitar stand. These are fantastic. This one holds a number of guitars, so I wouldn't necessarily say you can have to buy one of these. If you have a bunch of guitars and you want one that holds 3, 5, 10 guitars, that's another option. Something else I could mention here, a nice guitar strap. You're never going to go wrong with one of these. This is also a Planet Waves Diodario strap. This is called the Auto Lock. So if you can see here, it's got this little clip, and you just put it on, pull it, and it snaps in place. And that effectively functions like a strap lock, meaning that this won't fall off, won't slip, and you don't have to worry about dropping your guitar while you're playing it. Now, another option, if you're not wanting to get one of those straps there, a lot of guitar players use these little guys on a strap there. Mine is black, so it might be hard to see, but these strap locks, basically what these do is they have a little washer. You screw them onto the strap, and then you change the strap buttons here with just a screw, and they clip right on, and that also allows your guitar not to fall off the strap. That is a really nice gift as well. A lot of people like to match them to the hardware colors, so the hardware on this guitar is black, strap locks are black, but they come in silver, they come in gold, they come in all kinds of different colors. They are a fantastic gift as well, and much appreciated. It'll also save the guitar player in your life from dropping their guitar, which is really going to save them a lot of tears. And some other things that I didn't mention right off the bat there, that I don't have in the room with me, but would be really useful. If the guitar player that you're talking to is a little bit younger, or if they're just somebody who's very tech savvy, they might really enjoy getting like a preset pack. So if it's somebody that uses something along the lines of like a Line 6 Helix, or if they use any kind of modeler, they do make presets for all of those that people tend to sell on their own. So that's something that you can buy for them. They're downloadable, and it's something you just plug your guitar into your computer and you're gonna get some awesome sounds. Neural DSP plugins are fantastic. They have a lot of different options. Usually they're artist specific, so if there's somebody that you know the guitar player in your life is a big fan of, maybe buy them one of those. It's probably something they'd really enjoy. You can get a guitar setup. So you can take the guitar and take it to a local music store or a luthier, pay like about $100, get them to set it up, and this will totally change the playing experience for the guitar player in your life. They're going to go through, they're going to restring it, they're going to clean it up, get all the gunk out of all the little spots that they don't tend to pay attention to, and get it playing a lot better. They're going to set the action, they're going to probably adjust the truss rod. Anything that needs to be done, they can do that, and it's going to make the guitar play and sound a lot better, and it's definitely going to make the experience a lot more exciting. So that is one that I can definitely recommend as well. And one other one, if the guitar player in your life is a little bit more hands-on, somebody that likes to fix things or do things themselves, I could recommend getting a soldering iron. So this is just a cheap little soldering iron you can get at most stores or even online. And with that, what you can do is you can install your own pickups or change your own pickups if you'd like to. And you can also fix and repair instrument cables, which is another really wonderful thing to be able to do. You can literally cut them if they break, repair them, put them back together. It's like they're brand new all over again, and that's a really awesome gift. So if the person in your life is someone who likes to tinker around, that's a really thoughtful thing to keep in mind for them. That might help them learn a new skill, and it might help them be a bit more efficient in what they're doing. So that's another thing to keep in mind. If this is your first time tuning in, I really appreciate it. If you'd like to support the channel, I am trying to get to 500 subscribers. That is our goal. 500 right here, that's what we're shooting for. And when we do, I'm going to be giving away a Wampler Tumnus Deluxe. Actually, let me show it to you. Here we go. So once I reach 500 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away this bad boy right here, the Wampler Tumnus Deluxe. It is a really fantastic overdrive pedal. It's a Klon clone with some extras, and it's a pedal that a lot of people really like. Sounds fantastic. If you want to be entered to win this bad boy, all you got to do is subscribe. Once we hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to be picking one random subscriber, and this is going to be shipped to them at no cost to you. That is all I have for today. Happy holidays to you guys. I hope that you have a wonderful shopping experience. And until next time, I've been Mason. This is P&W Guitar, and we will catch you next time. Bye!